trainers engage in the adventure in the vibrant world of Pokemon, participate in gym battles, contests, and more. Today's story is about a boy whose name is Wally. Despite his desire to become a powerful Pokemon trainer, an unknown illness has prevented him from leaving his home for years. Over the years, Wally discovered his love for Pokemon at a young age. Them so cool, and he would stare at his TV for hours every day, watching anything Pokemon related continuously. He said to himself that he wants to be a Pokemon trainer someday, and his illness won't hold him back anymore. A couple of years have passed since then, and Wally's in the process of moving with his aunt and uncle to a place called Thundertown to help with his needs. Before he lives there for good, he was promised by the gym leader to help him catch his first Pokemon, so he doesn't feel lonely because unfortunately, Wally doesn't have any friends. Wally left his parents' house and went straight to the gym, but when he was in the gym, there was no sign of the gym leader anywhere. Then Wally heard commands from two trainers. Wally thought to himself, is that a Pokemon battle? And then Wally ran through the whole gym and he was out of breath, and then he finally said to himself, finally, found the gym. He was battling someone with a Pikachu. Wally was amazed at what he was seeing. This was the first time ever Wally saw a Pokemon battle in person, but after a long intense battle, Norman was declared the winner. After the battle, Wally said, wow, that battle was so fun to watch that I want to take on the gym challenge myself. Ash says, that's great, that means we could be rivals. Wally said, me? A rival? But before Wally can finish his thought, Ash goes, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town, and this is my buddy Pikachu. And my goal is to be a Pokemon master. What's your name? Oh, my name is Wally, and I love Pokemon for all my life, and I want to finally be able to travel the world, but unfortunately, I don't have a single Pokemon. Norman's like, oh, you're Wally. Your father said you were going to show up today. What, you know my father? Wally says, oh yeah, me and your father go way back. You can borrow one of my Pokemon, and I'll show you how to catch your first ever Pokemon. Oh, thank you so much. So everyone outside looking for a few minutes. There was no sign of any Pokemon anywhere until they all found a Waltz. And Wally sent out his first Pokeball, and it turns out the Pokemon is a 60. Ash tells Wally to tell your Pokemon to use Tackle It to weaken it. Wally does exactly what Ash says, and after a couple of hits, Wally threw his Pokeball and successfully catches his first Pokemon. Yes, I did it. I catched my first ever Pokemon, and I'll always treasure it. Thank you, Norman, for letting me borrow your Pokemon. Sixtagoon, return. And thank you, Ash, for your great advice. I'm going to try my best with Waltz. Ash, you do your best too, okay? I will, Wally. I'm gonna have to get going now. My mum is waiting for me. It was a pleasure to meet all of you, and I hope we'll catch up again. Wally spent his last few minutes with his parents before he goes to his uncle's place for good. It is really sad but happy at the same time because they know it's the best thing for their son. They all embrace in a massive hug, and Wally says, don't worry, I'll come visit really soon. And Wally goes outside with his uncle to the fan, and they both head off. After a couple days of driving, they arrived in Thundertown. Wally sends out his Waltz out of his Pokeball. They have been playing, having a blast all day long. Wally's aunt and uncle, they haven't seen Wally smile this much in years. This made the pair so happy. Wally's uncle said, I think Wally has found a new purpose in life. He has something to live for. Wally's aunt said, I absolutely agree with that one. He told me that he wants to take on the gym challenge. Wally's uncle said, I know, but it's just, I don't think he's ready for something like that yet. But in time he will be. It's just, I don't want him to overwhelm himself. However, I have a surprise for him tomorrow morning, and trust me, he will love it. The next day, Wally woke up bright and early to watch his favourite TV show from Professor Oak, and in today's episode, Professor Oak was going through the history of the Kanto starters, and we was able to learn about the origins and where they came from. Wally said to Walt, this is his all-time favourite professor, and Professor Oak was the reason why he got into Pokemon in the first place, and he would love to meet him someday, and they watched the program for hours. Wally headed downstairs. He said good morning to his aunt and uncle, and he was on his way to make himself some breakfast. But then he suddenly noticed a mysterious box, and he asked them, is it for me? And he says, you have to wait and see. Go ahead and open it. and then Wally opened the box and he just couldn't believe what he'd seen. He saw a pair of Pokédex and some Pokeballs and he asked, "How did you get this?" Me and your father, we both contacted Professor Birch while you were in the gym to get your worlds. And we thought it'd be a great idea, since you're starting your journey, you might as well have some Pokédex and some Pokeballs, and plus you'll be able to finally catch some new Pokemon. Thank you all so much, this was an amazing surprise, and now I can officially start my journey, and I'm gonna see you all very soon. Oh yes, Wally, one more thing before you leave. Oh yeah, what is it? This is a respirator. This should help you breathe a bit better in certain parts of Poland. Even though the area is a lot cleaner in these parts, I think it'd be for the best if you wear this most of the time, and plus it will protect you from some Pokemon attacks, because you never know, some Pokemon attacks could be very deadly. Thank you so much. Alright then, I'll see you all very soon. You too, Wally. Good luck on your journey and come visit us very soon, okay? I will. Love you all, I'll see you soon. Wally and Waltz went to Route 117 to catch some new Pokemon for his team, because he knows if he wants to compete in the Pokemon League, he needs at minimum 6 Pokemon. After a few minutes of walking in the patch and grass, they encountered a wild Roselia. Wally commanded Waltz to use confusion. Roselia retaliated, using Mega Train to gain some of its health back. Roselia used Sludge Bomb on Waltz. The hit was so powerful it caused it to get poisoned in the process. Wally commanded Waltz to use Hypnosis, sending Roselia to sleep. Wally threw his Pokeball and he successfully captured the Roselia. Wally celebrated catching the Roselia. He noticed how hurt his Waltz was, so he returned it to its Pokeball and he ran straight to the Pokemon Center. Once Wally arrives in the Pokemon Center, he gives Nurse Joy his Pokeballs so she can put it into the machine so they can start the healing process. Wally said to Nurse Joy, "I've got some questions to ask if you don't mind." She said, "Sure, you can ask me anything you want." Wally asked, "Do you know where the nearest gym from here is?" She answered with, "The closest gyms from here are Marvel City by walking in Route 117 and Rustboro City. You have to go in Rustov Tunnel." Then Nurse Joy asked, "What's the next thing you would like to ask me?" Wally said, "Yes, how do I register for the Pokemon League?" Then Nurse Joy said, "Touch this panel with your Pokédex." So Wally did, and it put all his information in, and now he's officially registered for the Pokemon League competition. Nurse Joy said, "Every registered trainer is eligible to receive a free badge case." Wally said, "Wow, thank you so much for helping me out, Nurse Joy." She said, "No problem, I hope you have a great journey." Wally decided to spend the rest of the day in the Pokemon Center. Once his Pokemon are fully healed, he'll be heading out first thing in the morning. Wally and his Pokemon went outside. Before they did some serious training, the two Pokemon were playing together and they were slowly becoming really good friends. Wally smiled. He was really happy that his Pokemon were becoming really fast friends, but he was thinking to himself, what kind of strategy could he do for the gyms? And his mind went blank. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't think of any ideas, and he was starting to get really upset because of it. Waltz could sense Wally's emotions, and Waltz was really starting to get rude for his friend. Before Wally was going to start breaking down, Waltz went there to comfort his friend. "Thank you, Waltz. How did you know I was upset? I wouldn't say anything verbally." This has someone's attention, and the trainer asked Wally, "Would you like some help?" Wally said, "Yes, I'd love some help." And the trainer introduced himself. "My name is Tyson, and what's your name?" "My name is Wally." Tyson asked, "What gyms are you planning on doing first?" "I am planning on going to the Marvel City gym." "So you're going to the Olympic gym leader first then? Do you have any more Pokemon?" "No, just those two." "Okay, your Pokemon are okay matchups for the gym, but you need as much coverage moves as possible. What moves do your Pokemon know so far?" "I'll check my Pokédex. It says Waltz knows Confusion, Destiny Bond, and Hypnosis, and Roselia knows Mega Train, Sludge Bomb, and Leech Seed." "Wow, Wally, I am really impressed with your Pokemon's moveset." "Alright then, Shiftry, let's go." "Alright then, Shiftry, could you help Wally's Pokemon learn this amazing move?" It says if your Pokemon wants to learn this move, come forward. And Roselia went forward. Alright then, let's get this training started. Tyson said, Shiftry, use Shadow Ball and aim it for the tree. And Shiftry successfully hits the tree. Shiftry told Roselia to do the same thing. Roselia used Shadow Ball, but the ball was tiny and exploded, hitting Roselia. She fell backwards and Wally asked Roselia if she was okay, and she smiled, showing that she's fine. Shiftry came up to Roselia and demonstrated the move once again, and told Roselia to take her time and really focus on the move. This goes on for a while, and after many attempts, Roselia was finally able to use Shadow Ball for the first time, but unfortunately she missed the tree. But it was some really good progress. Everyone was proud of Roselia. Tyson said, your Roselia is a fast learner and has already mastered the first step. Now the only thing she needs to work on is her aim. After all that training, Roselia and Shiftry deserve a break, and now it's Rotz's turn. Alright, Metang, let's go. Alright, Metang, let's teach Rotz this great move. Metang, use Ice Punch and aim it for that rock. Metang did, and he successfully destroys the rock. Both Wally and Rotz were amazed after witnessing such power. Alright then, Rotz, now it's your turn. Now practice spinning your arm forward and backwards. Alright then, good. Now you have to get more power out of your arm. Okay, that's good. Walter's arm was blue for a second. Walter was so excited, but unfortunately, the move disappeared. Wow, Waltz, that was really good. But you need to concentrate on the move more and don't celebrate too early. Now, let's try this again. After many attempts, Waltz was able to build a bit's power and finally master the move. Alright then, Waltz, now use Ice Punch. So Waltz successfully hits the rock and destroys it. Wow, Wally, you and your Pokemon should be very proud of your progress today. Wally said, thank you so much, Tyson. You are an amazing trainer and you and your Pokemon are fantastic teachers. Tyson said, the pleasure is all mine. Now let's head to the Pokemon Center. After all, they all deserve a good night's rest. Wally and Tyson arrived at the Pokemon Center to get their Pokemon healed after a long day of training. And then something got the attention of the two trainers. There was a battle going on national television, but this was not just any battle, this was a title defense battle, and the battle was between Drake the Elite Four versus the champion of the Hoenn region, Wally. The battle is a one-on-one per the request of the two trainers. Both trainers let out their Pokemon at the exact same time, and now let the battle begin. Salamence flew by and landed a powerful blow with Drum. The battle was intense as both Pokemon demonstrated pure power and determination to win for their trainers. Salamence got back up in its feet and it landed Thunderfang, causing Milotic to get paralyzed in the process. Milotic used his Disarming Voice, doing super effective damage to Salamence. Milotic used Recover. Both Pokemon are exhausted after taking many attacks in the battle, but there can only be one winner, so both trainers command their last attacks, giving it their all. After the explosion, Milotic stand victorious. Both trainers return their Pokemon back to their Pokeballs. They shake hands and the crowd cheers for both trainers. Wow, that battle was just incredible. Yeah, it sure was, Tyson said. If Milotic hadn't had the move Recover, the battle could have ended very differently. So Tyson, what are your plans going to be? Just like you, Wally, I'm going to be doing the gym challenge myself. Oh, that's great. How many badges do you have? I've currently got 6 badges. Wow, Tyson, that was amazing. You must be an incredibly talented trainer to get those badges. Thanks for the kind words, Wally, but some of those gyms were no joke. Some of them took me a few attempts to beat them, but me and my Pokemon, we never gave up. Doesn't matter how many times we lose, we just kept on going. And that's made me the trainer who I am today. Wow, Tyson, that was really inspiring. Thanks, Wally. I'm gonna go head off to bed now. Yeah, me too, Tyson. It has been a long but great day. I will see you in the morning. Wally and Tyson got up bright and early to get their Pokemon. The two trainers wishing each other the best of luck on their journey. Tyson said, "You and your Pokemon have a lot of potential and I hope you win that gym battle and win your first match." "Thanks, Tyson. Let's have a Pokemon battle the next time we see each other." Tyson nodded his head and the trainers went their separate ways.